My head is covered by it. Here, I'll put it on this side. um, Hello from a very scraggly-haired Air Lord, bringing you an impromptu video, which I just discovered online. There's really not much to see. I'll show you guys what the reveal here is, which is just scenes from the previous games mashed together. Campaign, multiplayer, zombies, 3, gravity spikes, and then here's our new logo. Black Ops 4. I cannot, alright, so now there's a couple dates. The launch of the game is October 12th, and the community reveal event is May 17th. So, I don't know if I've told you guys, but in terms of Call of Duty, this is literally the only one that I'm ever excited for because it has the Treyarch zombies in it. I've made videos of like me exploring the maps, me and my friends exploring them, and then the Easter eggs that come after. They take a lot of time. They're methodical. They're well thought out. They have intricate puzzles, and they've all varied from game to game. The last content was last year when the Zombie Chronicles came out, and I'm hoping that some of the gobblegums and some of the features from Black Ops 3, some of the rankings maybe can carry over to your profile, because to start with a clean slate where you have to grind for gobblegums and all that stuff all over again will probably, I don't know, I just can imagine it being frustrating for people who are, I don't know, trying to start all over, but I guess that's what Treyarch wants so that they can have a clean slate. Yeah, so it's funny because I was fully expecting this game to be something in the past. Considering the previous Call of Duty game was World War II, I thought this would be the Korean War, Vietnam, something that was in the past. Technically, Black Ops 1 already did Vietnam. It did a lot of that 80s, 70s war with the whole Mason and the numbers thing, John F. Kennedy, all that. Korean War was an option. I don't know has a game ever covered that? I'm not sure. But to some degree, I'm actually excited that it's not going to be in the past, and the reasoning is because that was all that's all anyone was asking for the latest Call of Duty installment, and I think Activision tested that theory, and they said, okay, let's go back to World War II. And I played it, and of course, again, the zombies mode was okay, but it was a game that I sold fairly quickly because I was like thinking to myself, this seems like the same game that I played back in 2005-06, back when Call of Duty 2, Big Red 1, anyone remember that game? Call of Duty 3, those games both took place in World War II. They were the games that started the franchise off, and that's how I started playing. Those were like my first games on Xbox 360, and now it's like, oh, here's like a flashback back to the past, and here's Call of Duty World War II yet again, with crisper graphics, but it's much of the same gun. It's got a waiting room system like Destiny. There were just some things that I didn't prefer exactly about the game, to be quite fair. There wasn't enough changed in it, and I just didn't feel like it was that much of an overhaul, because some of the kill streaks operated like kill streaks from past Call of Duty games, just they were modified to be World War II-esque. So the bomb that drops from the bomb carrier is like a World War II version of the Predator missile. So there are areas where you can see that it's rehashed, and it's the same kind of concept, just modified for a World War II era. And I don't know, I just wasn't a big fan of it. There were some elements that were copied from Battlefield 1 as well. The bayonet charge, just some of the guns, obviously. But for me, it was never a game I could really fully get myself into, for one reason or another. Not saying it's a completely terrible game. I honestly didn't play it enough to justify saying that. But it was just something I played, and I was like, meh, like, okay, like, fine, it's Call of Duty, it's World War II. I don't know what I was waiting all these years for. It's not like I anticipate Call of Duty all. The only Call of Duty I could anticipate is the Treyarch one. Ironically, because again they make the zombie mode, which is for my YouTube channel, which covers The Walking Dead exclusively. I think the theme of zombies kind of fits, so that's another reason I stick with it. And the zombies mode is something that stretches back to my early gaming days, and I've stuck with all of the maps, all of the Easter eggs, and it's just something at this point, for completionist sake and just for the love of it. I have a group of friends that are in a zombies community that like this game and like it. So for all of those reasons, I stay with it. And Infinity Ward used to be the almighty creators of Call of Duty, but I think after Modern Warfare 2, when Vince Zampella and Jason West had that lawsuit with Activision, I think Infinity Ward was never the same. And then you had that guy, Jason Bowling, or whatever his name was, who overhauled the game, sort of. Modern Warfare 3 was more or less Modern Warfare 2.5. It was like the exact same game engine. All they did was really modify some of the abusive features, like explosive kills, knifing. There were just some of the overpowered features of Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer. They nerfed it, added some new features, added more Spec Op missions, finished the campaign story of the Modern Warfare series, which was pretty cool, I guess. But that was really it. Like, the Modern Warfare 3 was just a rehash of Modern Warfare. Like, there was nothing in that game that warranted even them making a sequel. Like, you could have had Modern Warfare 3 be DLC and you wouldn't have, like, would anyone have noticed? Because again, like, the game played the same. Like, oh, okay, you have a new scope where you can put the scope, the little reticule on your M4 carbine, and you can aim down the sights farther. Like, okay, like that just, yeah, and then there was a couple of new grenade types, a couple of new kill streaks. Again, it was a reskinned version of Modern Warfare 2 with new kill streaks. They took out the tactical nuke. They just kind of made the game more balanced overall, and that was really what Modern Warfare 3 was. And Ghosts, don't get me started on that. Oh, probably the worst Call of Duty game that's ever come out. But I think after Ghosts, I gave up all hope in Infinity Ward. And then Sledgehammer, I think I was so angry at Call of Duty Ghost, I didn't give Advanced Warfare a chance. And then I didn't play Infinity Warfare, the one in space. I heard that the campaign of that game was all right, but it seemed like everything I was already doing in Black Ops 3 multiplayer, sliding around, using the jetpack, flying around, shooting people, futuristic guns, whatever. Didn't seem like there was a need for me to really get it. And then again, I've stuck with the Treyarch ones. I played Black Ops 3 a ton. I played the multiplayer a ton. I have recorded videos of every single Zombies map in terms of doing a walkthrough and the Easter egg afterwards. I'm looking forward to this one. I will be getting it, and I'm probably just gonna talk to my friends about it after. But I think the reason I'm making this video is I'm surprised they went this route, because after World War II, I was like, okay, now Call of Duty is gonna be in this old age. Now they're gonna go backwards, forwards. All right, they were forwards. They went to as far future as possible with Infinity Warfare. They were into the freaking space and whatever, Infinite Warfare, whatever the hell the game's called. They were in space, flying around. Okay, we're encroaching upon Halo territory here. All right, we gotta scale it back. So then they scale all the way back to World War II, and so I was like, okay, now they're in the World War II era. Maybe they'll go Korean War. Maybe go before that. Maybe some old age wars. Maybe because Battlefield 1 tried that with World War I, and it worked very well. But no, I guess, Treyarch's different development team, and the Black Ops franchise is recognizable to people. I think from a marketing's perspective, that's why they did it. Because when people hear Black Ops, it's a name that's been household as almost as much as Call of Duty. Because when you say Call of Duty, it's almost like you can leave out Call of Duty and say, oh, I'm getting Black Ops. Because then, which one? There's 1, 2, 3, and now 4. 1 came out in 2011, so you have almost 10 years of Black Ops games, which are almost a subgenre of Call of Duty in and of itself that's Treyarch exclusive, and that's not even counting World at War, which was kind of like the prequel to Black Ops, if you want to count it as that. But that was also, if they had stuck with World at War, That could have been a franchise they went with. But that name was kind of more namestay to World War II, so I can understand why they didn't go with it full time. So yeah, just a quick video. I showed you guys the trailer. There's not much to see in the trailer. Literally, this image right here that I'm showing you, they show that at the end. And then, because everyone was wondering, like, how does it look? And it's infused. It's all infused together, you can see. I'll try to get it here. Yeah, like, all, like, they're... Because people thought that it would be L, 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 L. But these L's are kind of curved, so it's, like, curved down at an angle. So yeah, pretty cool. Again, there's a lot of games for me that I'm kind of interested in. I already pre-ordered Far Cry 5, and I know in terms of gameplay on the channel, it's something I haven't really dabbled in. There have been games that came out like Monster Hunter and other games. I just personally have been busy with light stuff. The day of me playing games all the time has kind of come and gone, but interesting, still very interesting, and I think I'll pick it up. I'm kind of shocked that they went with more future. Like, how can you get any more future than Black Ops 3? Unless it's going to be a modern-day game that's more in line with Black Ops 2, but it's maybe before that. And what about the timeline? Because Black Ops 3's campaign was kind of all over the place. Compared to Black Ops 1 and 2, those stories kind of was one after the other, and they lined up together. And even Black Ops 2, there were multiple endings to the game, and 3 was kind of the same thing, but it was more far removed from Black Ops 2 because it was super future. You had robots flying around and shit, and the structure of the campaign was very different. So I don't know. We'll see. For me, zombies mode. I want to see what they're going to do with the zombies in this game. Will they keep the gobblegums? What about the original characters, Richtofen's group? Like the story concluded of Richtofen's group at the end of Revelations, if anyone's following the story, where they defeat the Shadow Man and trap him in the summoning key, and Dr. Monty, and they go back in time basically, and they have the staves, and they complete the cycle of the zombies. If anyone knows the zombie storyline in terms of the lore, so I don't know how they'll try to conclude that or wrap that up or fix it or whatever they decide to do. So yeah, because at the end of Black Ops 2, Samantha says, my dad has a plan. There was more story to tell. And every single map was telling a story on that path when you started in Shadow City and then you moved forward to have the summoning key. It was all about the summoning key and getting those souls in it. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the direction. I just hope it's the classic zombies. They don't change it too much. I mean, I liked with Black Ops 3, they took the new additions that were in that game and mixed it up with it. So the wall running, the sliding, the gravity spikes. They used all of the special abilities. They were able to utilize them for the zombies mode, which I thought was amazing. They did a great job integrating that. So we'll see what they have in store. Let me know what you think about, I want a kind of an opinion poll here. Are you guys happy that this is Black Ops 4? Are you angry that it's not a game that's further back in time, like around the time of World War II? Do you want it in the future? What are your thoughts? Again, I know a lot of you are Walking Dead fans, but still, I love the zombies mode of the Treyarch series, and that's why I'm hyped for this. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you later for probably some type of Walking Dead content. Peace.